Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I'm Dan. I'm exploring the whole world city by city as seen through Google Maps and Google Street View. Today I'm visiting the city of Coyhaique. I think that H is silent. Down here in Chile and Patagonia. I'm excited to check this out. Don't know too much about it. Seems like an interesting place here. Way down in a valley amongst the mountains here. Probably gonna have some epic views of it. It caught my eye as I was flying over it here, how it was laid out in this just really sharp grid. And I was like, I want to see that a little closer. So let us drop right in here, what appears to be center of town, and have a look around. Yeah, beautiful mountains all around us here, as I expected. Nice place. All right, here's a church, it looks like. Big cross. I love the, misty... You catching that there? It's all... Wow. Really pretty views here. Got mist, got a little solar flare going on there. Looks like some biblical rendering there. All right. This is great to be back here. Boy, these street views are pretty, aren't they? Looks like this is a different day. Got a dog out here. Very colorful homes. Everything's low level. I don't see any high rises, at least in this part of town. Looks very clean though, very nice. Sidewalk set back from the roads. I like it. Man, look at that. Look at that rock face back there. Some epic rock climbing, mountain climbing. If you're into that, I'm sure you are familiar with this area. I have never been down to Chile, and it is on my list. I say that about a lot of places, but I really do mean it. When I wander through Google, now here's an interesting house. Couldn't make up their mind there. I often kind of fall back to looking around this area. It just seems very interesting geographically, the way the mountains are kind of compressed up there along the Pacific. And then you have these valleys and on the backside of them. Yeah, love to get here someday. Looks very bright and happy colors here. This is not a huge town. It's only about 50,000 people and growing. Kind of looked bigger from above, but now I thought that number almost wasn't right, but now on the ground I'm seeing that it's mostly just kind of low-level single-family homes, it looks like, despite being laid out in this grid that you might recognize from, at least I equate with larger cities. Oh, here's some there's a high-rise in there. Yeah, it's laid out in a nice grid, but it's mostly just smaller houses. And it looks like a hotel here. Can't get over how impressive those mountains are. We're definitely going to have to get up there, get some views from the hills. Happy New Year, everyone. My first video of the year. Hopefully I don't... am not as absent as I was last year. I'll try to do better, I promise. On a good run here. Well, I've got a couple out. Nice new place going up here. 2 3-bedroom dorms, it looks like, maybe. Dorms. Can't get over how pretty that looks back there with those hills. And the fog or clouds, whatever's going on there. Interesting style homes here. This is a relatively young town. I looked up, it was founded back, I forget the date, I think it was 1929. It's not even 100 years old, really. Now, of course, people have been around these parts dating back way before that, but practically speaking, yeah, maybe 90 years, they're about 100 years coming up on. A lot of these houses kind of look like they're from the era, like the 20s, 30s. Timber homes. Some of them newer, for sure. But a lot of them have that kind of look. Not, just about 100 years old there. I like those big windows. Some graffiti going on there. I have no sense of where I am right now, but that's okay. I'll pop up in a bit here. Major dishes here. We're quite remote. I don't know if that's obvious, but we are really... You're connected here through, big time satellites, and most likely you're going to be flying in. They were connected to the highway system in 1980, I read. Looks like a little daycare or something. Or, oh no, a vet. Interesting color choices here. I don't know. Kind of like that. It's a little funky. Alright, let's pop up. I want to see just a little bit more of this. Yeah, bigger place, city hostel. Just get a sense of this. So this is all neighborhood here, really. Where we were, at least. Looks like the city's kind of expanded over time. Boy, oh boy. What epic backdrop. Every day you walk out in your porch and you have this backdrop of these mountains. I guess you get used to it, but I mean, that is freaking fabulous. I don't know. Cruising in a bike down this hill with that kind of backdrop. Good gracious. Little truck here. Yeah, I imagine getting raw materials in here is a bit of a challenge. Somewhere there's an airport nearby. I'll have to look where that is. But still, I don't think, things aren't coming in on rail. Well, maybe they are. I have to look at that too. Pretty nicely laid out all through here. Lots of sidewalks. Fully paved, Okay. I always like to see all of that. Really spectacular light. Something about these images, and this has old images. This is 8-year-old images, so the quality here is less than it could be, but I'm not missing it. The scenery is just so impressive. We've got an old Hummer here. Yeah, definitely want some 4x4s here. If you are getting out of town. Anywhere out of town. Good number of people walking around. We're far down in the southern hemisphere, so it probably actually gets cold down here. Of course, I'm in northern hemisphere, as is most of the world. So, probably, July here is probably snows. Let's go over here, see something else. Wow, look at these old buses. Those have seen better days. But if they're still functional, could have some value. I don't know. That one hasn't moved in a while, I don't think. Alright, finally here's a road that's not fully paved. Still looks nice back in here though. All these homes, nice homes. Big homes. Looks like a good life to me. A little playground set up here. This looks colorful, maybe a school possibly. Really well mapped too, by the way. Alright, let's pop up again. Interesting, and they kind of started abandoning... Well, it's still in a grid system here, but it's not quite the strict grid that we saw in this... I'm calling this the original area. I bet this is kind of the... this was the first grid laid out. You can almost see it here. Probably that was original. And then it's slowly... They haven't been keeping so rigid to that as they expanded out. Interesting developments, though. What is this? Just new homes? Yeah, this looks like it's brand new up there. We don't even have maps of that yet. Yep. Built since 2014. Whole big new development. This is definitely growing. Yeah. No doubt about that. Doesn't it look like more than 50,000 people? Even, yeah, I don't know. It's just that number doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, no way. Turn down here. Interesting houses in here. I'm loving this architecture style. I don't really know what I'd call that. It's eclectic. I don't know. There's a little something that's... Whoa, that was weird. Can't quite put my finger on what that is. What should we check out here? Plaza. Looks like a playground, maybe. Oh yeah, another playground. I've kind of noticed this style of playground in several South American cities, I think. Just simple. Does the job. Kids don't need much, I'll tell you what. I'm sure there's all kinds of fun for them here. Alright, I kind of want to see some of this countryside. What do you say? So you live in this little town. Looks pretty nice. Show me what you got. Alright, we got one picture up here. Let's drop down there. Oh yeah. That is what I'm talking about. Look at this. You're definitely going to be waking up for some sunrise views here. I know I would. Get up early. Drive up as high as you can. Oh, goodness. I thought it was like standing on something. This is taken with the drone. I thought it was like standing on a cliff. Wonder where you can drive up here. This looks like a good hangout spot there. Yeah, get up early, drive out, climb up, enjoy sunrise, sunset. I guess the sunrise would come over here. Let's have another view of things. Google gives you these little preview images. What's going on up here? Oh, a little... Alright. Super green. Looks like some tourists have come up here. I read that one of the things tourists really come here for is the fly fishing. I guess some of the fly fishing is spectacular, if that's your thing. Also skiing. No doubt there's some good skiing here. You can see some of these snow-capped mountains. Wonder what the name of this rock face is. Like, what's the native whatever name or whatever. It just seems like just so grand. I love something like that if you visited, if you could have go back, 50,000 years, this would look basically exactly the same. You go back, you might be able to go back 5 million years, and that might have looked basically the same. Maybe. I don't know. There's some serious bedrock up there. Boy, amazing views here. Go for a hike up here. A waterfall. Freaking huge waterfall. Yeah. That's a good time. All kinds of things you can explore here. You really see that grid here again with the street view on. Oh, okay, here's the airport. So you probably fly into here. Not a big place. Not big at all. Plenty big though. Who cares? Oh, there's a helicopter. Maybe you can do some helicopter tours. What a welcome sight you get here though. My goodness. This kind of view has to rival just about anywhere you'd find on Google Maps. Well, I'm not going to drive down that road. That's going to take forever. But you get the idea. Bunch of farmland all out here. Cabañas. See what else we can see. Kind of an interesting little road going on here along this river. If you want to be in town but a little outside of it, maybe this area is more your style. Get a little hillside to yourself. Isn't that cute? Little, 2-room house. Something like that. Oh, here's a big place over there. Got some dogs. Oh, they're putting up a shed or something. Got a greenhouse there. I like it. I like it. See a little bit more before we wrap this up. I don't know when the next time I'll be down in Coyhaique, virtually or otherwise. Oh, look at this. Okay. I read something about it was laid out in a pentagon. All right, clearly here's center of town. Interesting. Some sort of event going on, maybe. People selling some stuff. Maybe some hats. Clothing. Little fountains turned off. See, no, it's cold here. Look at this. August 2020. Got face masks and we got coats on. That's how you know where you are. And when you are. Alright, let's keep seeing some more. That was pretty cool. Neat park. Oh yeah, the Pentagon. It's like laid out. It was originally. It's for some. I think it's for like the National Police Force or something. It's to honor something within their police system, I think. So they laid it out as a pentagon. Yeah, kind of strange to lay it out as a pentagon and then the rest of it as a grid, but kind of would have been cool if they kept it all as a pentagon. Nah, that'd be a terrible idea. But now I'm kind of curious. How does this pentagon? How does this map into the grid? It just kind of sits off to the side. All right. Yeah, it's weird. I don't quite get that, but it works. Lots of brightly colored homes. Bright green trees. What is this? Some sort of shopping? A hospital. Okay. Glass. Glassed in emergency room there. Welcome area. And then you're out here on the highway. Love to spend a day driving around here. And a week walking around. Yeah, that'd be great. Here we got the graveyard. At least one of the graveyards. Center culture. All right, it looks like that's a cultural center. Let's make sure we drop in there. Cultural center. Looks like we have some sculptures here of sheep herders. Maybe that's what they're historically known for. Old vehicle here. Wagon for bringing in whatever. I got a boat. No, I don't think there's... I guess there's rivers around here. I got somebody to do a bunch of little sculptures here. That's nice. Another playground. This is the cultural center. I mean, it's a small place. What do you expect? What do you want? It's nice. All right, I want to see one more epic view or something. Show me something awesome. One or two. We're getting a little far away from things here. All right, well, let's just check this out while we're over here. Oh, it does get snowy, yep. Well, maybe just a high up. If you're into off-roading or any snowy recreation, I'm sure there's all kinds of fun here. Let's see a view over here, maybe. Oh, we saw that waterfall. Something else here. Oh, we got some yurts up here. Great place for visiting if you come into town. This would be pretty cool. I've stayed in a yurt once. It was pretty cool. And the river going there, you maybe go fishing. And that is your life here. Well, a peek at the life at least, you know. I didn't see very much. But looks like a good place. Let me add it to my map. Let's see. Coyhaique. I want to say the H, but been there, seen that. Alright, now it's added. I've been doing that wrong for like 150 videos. That's hilarious. That was so easy. Well, that's where it is. Looks like I was in Porto Aysén at some point. That was saved. I forget if that was on my... That might have been on my... what's it called? Other channel. Yeah. Pretty cool place. Just to get a sense of it again here. Way down here. Neat. What an interesting country. Making up that whole western region. Alright. I enjoyed that. And have a nice one. Give me some recommendations in the comments. Let me know where you want me to go. I will slowly get to them. Or not. You know, I'll try. I always enjoy your feedback. Enjoy your nice comments. And till next time.